Okay, everybody, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. This is the latest digital Eclipse release with all of these emulated games, and there are a lot of them. We went down the list on the podcast yesterday, and even though I've been playing this off and on for like a week or so, it was just like, man, there are so many damn games in this thing. Games that I had forgotten existed at all. It is $40 on Steam. Let me double check that. Yep, $39.99. And this is the PC version of the game. I've been playing on PS5 mostly, but the PC is just a little bit easier to capture with this setup. So, if I ever decided to mount a TV up here, then I could do console games up here and PC games down here. I don't know. There's a lot of options there. Have I checked it out on the Steam Deck? No, I have not. Like I said, I've mostly been playing it on PlayStation. Got to turn on vibration. Okay. So let's just go look at the behind the scenes stuff out of the gate here. They've got a variety of things. It's, I think coming from the Blizzard collection that had a lot of interviews, a lot of videos and stuff like that. I thought that was great, and it missing, like, there's no video here, which I thought was a little unfortunate. But you do get shots of the boxes, and these boxes are actually like uncensored and stuff. Like I think in a lot of cases in the past, you would see the Nintendo logo getting blurred out and stuff. Like they would have to doctor up the boxes for copyright reasons, and it looks like they are not doing that here. I like this font here. This Cowabunga on the back of this box is really good. I should check and see, because I wonder if it's a situation where, because I'm pretty sure all this stuff is uncensored on the PlayStation. Oh my God, are they trying to evoke Final Fight here with that? No, probably not. And I like that they have the folded, like the unfolded with tabs and all that sort of stuff. Like that's kind of a neat. That's neat. Like they're just full on flat scans. Stop Shredder from zapping the world famous sewer stars into pet store pebble pushers. Ooh. Radical rescue. It'll take a twisted mind to untangle the turtles from their worst fiasco yet. I don't know if that's like hey, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue. It's their worst fiasco yet. And then we've got, are these full manuals? That's great. That's nice. The old Famicom controller. Yeah, that's neat that we've got manuals here. I wonder, they don't. They probably don't. Oh, they do. This is exactly, I was like, man, it'd be cool if they had these manuals with the parts list and all this other stuff. That's great. So, they may not have video interviews and stuff like that, but they do have the schematics for the arcade versions, which is, that's pretty awesome that they've put that in there. Like that's a pretty rad extra to have here. And this stuff might be, if you happen to be fixing a Turtles machine, it would be nice to have some of this stuff in some cases. Or if you were, trying to build an FPGA-based recreation of a Turtles board, these schematics, may be useful up to a point as well. That's awesome. That's awesome that these ones are here. So that's the printed material. They've got some ads. It's funny to see all these Ultra Games logos. Most played video game dedicated. Now shipping Punk Shot and Overdrive. Second year in a row. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. When that game came out in arcades, there wasn't much that was bigger. I like that Turtles is in quotes. Like, that's the one part that makes them I mean, they're like, I guess they're turtles. We know they're teenagers. We know they're mutants. We know they're ninjas. But yeah, turtles. But yeah, some of the... Oh, look at that. Big old Parodius ad. Now available factory authorized kits. So this is a press release for... I guess this is the NES game, right? There's no date. Ultra's Heroes in a Half Shell, currently starring... It's just a strangely terse press release. Okay, so here's cases where you have some other things blocked out, probably because they were licensed games, or... Obviously, Metal Gear shows up here. Outer Heaven leader Vermin Katafi has activated the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. I thought it was a pretty interesting, and this is spoilers here, but I thought it was pretty interesting when you got around to the Phantom Pain and you actually got to play as Vermin Katafi. They don't reveal that until the end, but that's I thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah, so you see they're kind of these other handhelds that are almost certainly based on licensed games. They have had to black out some of that stuff, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice to just see in context the other games that were kind of being advertised alongside that stuff, but it's kind of the issue with a commercial product. You get a lot of covers of comic books. In here as well. And then I thought, like, oh man, did they put like an episode of the animated show in here? But no, these are just like... It's kind of weird because it's like are these screenshots of every episode? Shredder just with a pistol. Like, yeah, I'm a ninja also, but check out my ninja laser gun. Baxter Stockman doing his thing. Wait, does he also have the pistol in this one? Or no, he's wrapped around. Okay. And yeah, so it's like that's like I don't know, like this is cool but rude. It's sort of weird. It's like they just generate a list of like, well, what do we have access to that we can use and how can we use it? Can we just get screenshots of this is stuff's cool that's there, but like there's no context, right? I mean, it's just like, here's the name of the episode and when it aired. And I guess that's fine. I don't know. It just feels a little... It's like it is simultaneously comprehensive and it feels a little thrown in. You know what I mean? Like the stills from the shows. You get some some Pantone color guides for the Turtles. And then there are some design docs. I'm going to close the window here because it's like 100 degrees today. Okay. I said on the podcast I wasn't sure if there was translated stuff in there, but there totally is, which is pretty rad. And Legend of the Extreme Ninja Turtles is a really good Japanese name for their game. And so this is, you know, obviously when there was already a game. But then we've got this stuff that's a little more just like, I don't know, here's some ideas. Depending on difficulty, the enemies are selected from 4 patterns. Enemy 3, Junkie Head, Mr. Bio, Fleetus, and Balloon Bomber. You know, your enemies. Enemy 4, Physicalski, Laser Shooter, and Boogie Beetle. Hey there, I'm Boogie Beetle. Welcome to the stream. Claw attack, kick, flip, jump, throw, shuriken. Got Mausers, of course. Sprazzo. Blood Eye. Everyone's favorite Ninja Turtles character, Mr. Bio. Here's Fleetus. Here's your boy Junkie Head. About 10 stages is good. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Let's maybe do like 10 stages. Is that good? Yeah, that'll be good. Bosscar Bebop. Secret commands. Just straight up a list of codes. Bonus stage select. What do you do will be displayed. What do you do? It's really good. Yeah, it's having access to, like, I think this stuff's really interesting. This is the stuff that I want to see the most of is like stuff from the actual like development of the games. And so it's like stuff like that and stuff like interviews. And so, you know, I wish that there were interviews with some of the people at Konami that, you know, made these games originally and stuff. I think that would be really cool. I like this fake Nintendo Power logo they've got with the digital Eclipse logo. That's really good. They've got 5 commandments about when to decide who gets the pizza. There are kids playing these games right now who are going to be alive in the year AD 2100. Makes you think. Oh, geez. Okay, so my question actually for a second there was like, are these taken from something originally? Or were these newly written? And now reading it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, a lot of this was newly written, if not all of it. But they, like, it's interesting because these are like the codes, and so okay, we got move lists and stuff for that's cool. Millennium Wave, Dance of Fury, and then you can like search, which is like a neat. You know, you can kind of filter it a lot of different ways. Show me Krang's 2-leg Battle Walker, please. Can I get a Krang 2-leg Battle Walker smiling, please? So yeah, a lot of neat stuff there, and then also there are video games if you're into that. I don't know. I mean, personally, I can take or leave them, but better to have them than not have them. So you can get in here, you can watch a playthrough, and then I believe you can just jump in wherever you want. But also for each game, they've got a set of enhancements or cheats or something like that. So if you want to just turn on God mode and blaze through it. You can do that. And they've got different enhancements for each one of the games. Turbo mode for the SNES version of Turtles in Time. What do we got? A button dash instead of, I guess, like double tapping. And then some of these are just like enabling cheat codes. Like there are cheat codes you can enter to have playable bosses, or you can just turn it on here. I assume you can still enter the cheat codes manually, but I don't actually know. So you can just jump in here and play Hyperstone Heist. I don't know that I'm not positive that I've ever played Hyperstone Heist. I'm aware of its existence, but it's never... Do you want anime? I mean, we're going to go with anime color mode. And then you can make adjustments, you know, if you want to turn on a couple of filters or turn off the border or warp the image around all crazy. You can do all that stuff. And access to the strategy guide here, which is kind of cool too. Let's kick shell, as they say. And, you know, we're doing turtle stuff. You know, this plays all right. I don't know, this style of game, like this style of beat 'em up coming home, I just, you know, like philosophically always felt really weird to me, you know. We've talked about it before, but it's just that feeling of like these are games that at least the arcade games, Hyperstone Heist, I can't really speak to because I haven't really spent much time with it personally, but the you know, so it's just you play them once and then you're like, yep, I sure did that. So I think, you know, having this as a collection, I think is cool. And having the extra material and being able to look through that stuff, like to me, that's the draw. And also potentially like the online stuff, if you know, if you want to play a way to play these games online with friends on consoles, and you know, obviously there's ways to do that on a PC. There has been for a while, but you know, if you want like an easy way to do that on any platform, I guess I should say, you can do that, and I think that's really cool. But I have not personally tried the online yet either. Maybe we'll try it here while we're here and see if anyone is playing any tournament fighters a little later. But yeah, it's I don't know. You know, I never had a huge affinity for the Ninja Turtles to begin with. Like, I thought that those Konami arcade games were incredible video games at the time. You know, like they looked so good. They felt great. Like I would dump money into those things and play them to completion. probably like twice a month when those games were new at the arcade that I went to. Like I'd go with a friend and the two of us would play through the first game. I think by the time Turtles in Time came out, I'm sure I played that in arcades, but I was maybe going to arcades a little bit less by that point, and so Turtles in Time I probably played more on the SNES than I did in arcades. Whereas like that first game was, it was kind of like they put the first arcade game out on the NES, and I just thought it was not a great version of the game. I mean, it's not a great version of the game. And then before that, you had that first NES game that we'll get to it. We'll play everything. We'll look at everything. And I just think that first NES game is a dreadful, awful video game. Speaking as someone who owned it and tried to play it time and time again and was just like, God, I hate this game. It just feels it's so bad. Ah. I guess this game's kind of cool in because it is doing a lot of the stuff that those arcade games did in a different game. Right? I mean, that's having this is almost like an unofficial third game in that series of arcade style beat 'em ups. Like, that's pretty neat. These guys, yeah, the voice stuff, if you pitch up the voice and make it play faster, then it takes up less space on the cartridge, right? I mean, if the voice samples are faster and take up less space, then you can put more of them in there. And is the LCD handheld playable in MAME? I'm gonna say probably. Yeah, I don't know. This seems cool. Again, like I don't know that definitely did not encounter Hyperstone Heist in its era. It was definitely something that if I ever did play it, it was some emulator or something. And so I have never really spent any serious time with this specific game. And this seems, I mean, it's not breaking any new ground, right? But it's. Especially if you were a Genesis owner who didn't own a SNES, it was like, hey, here's one of those Turtles games for you as well, and it's not just Turtles in Time. It's got elements of those games, but it's its own thing. That's kind of cool. Oh God! Wait, are those just aliens? Are we just fighting xenomorphs? What the hell is going on? Is Leo my main? No, I'm more of a Donatello in most of the games because he just had the range, and most of the games didn't make him so slow. They didn't all have that trade-off of, hey, he's got all the range, but he's mad slow. Some of them let him be fast as well. So yeah, I was always a big Donatello guy. I feel like Donatello and Leonardo are the good video game Ninja Turtles, and Michelangelo and Raphael are the bad ones, specifically because of the range of their attacks. Raphael is easily always the worst. Like, if we're making a tier list, it's almost always going to be Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael. Maybe Leonardo is on par with Donatello in games where they care about speed versus range versus power, like all that sort of stuff. feel like this guy has, it's just something about the way he goes down low and starts chomping before he skitters across. He's just like, he just strikes me as he's got a real nasty foot fetish. Shell shock. Oh. Oh, come on now. Cut that alligator with a sword until he blew up. That seems weird. Seems like that shouldn't happen. Oh, that was not like, here's a fun crate for you to break open with your swords. It was like, hey, you're going to take damage from these stupid crates, so be careful. Ah. Oh, I missed one. Keep wanting to double tap to run. It's just some of these games with the way their movement speed is, like, I always just want to get going, you know? Oh, it's the button 3 is the run. Oh, so was that gonna be like C on a Genesis, I guess? I thought that I figured that they mapped it A, B, C. Most emulators, when you're emulating a Genesis, most of them go across the bottom of an Xbox controller, X, A, B, but they have mapped it X, A, Y, which I will grant you is easier to press, but I would never think to try the Y button. Okay. So what's that give us? A shoulder charge. What else can we do here? Anything? Is it just the shoulder? Oh. Alright, maybe I should stop messing around with the controls and do this, huh? Okay, cut these guys. Okay, so we can do this little... We can do this little flip out of the shoulder into a slide. That's kind of cool. Oh, that doesn't even take life to use. That's just a bop. Oh, geez, that's might be a little too much. Oh, barrels. All right, well, that's Hyperstone Heist. You can rewind. You know, you have a limited rewind buffer here. All right. So I guess let's we'll start from Hyperstone Heist and just keep moving to the right here. Playable bosses on.
Final. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds.
That sample sounds so bad. Like, pitch it up. This is a great noise. This is a classic. This is an all-timer. An all-time anime fight noise. Bioplanet. Ocean planet. Futuristic city planet. Let's go there. Oh, Krang is so tiny. Is he saying fuck off when he shoots those missiles? That's sure what it sounds like. I feel like the AI here is not, I thought I said it's easy, but I feel like I'm not having... Does the guy say Talladega? Maybe I better turn the audio up. Man, I had getting ripped up. Yes, C button's just taunting this game, huh? What? This is rude. Oh, see, now I can use but I can use the emulator rewind to rewind the instant replay. Now that's...
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa. Ray!
Round 1, fight!
Oh, man. That's right. Oof. Oh boy. Okay. Whoa. Okay. All right. We'll try one of those online. And oh, here is the... What enhancements? Is there like a... Just don't play the game? Oh, okay. Yeah. Remove slowdown and high sprite limit. That's... These Konami drums though they're so good. Look at that thing. Like making punch noises almost as he throws it out there. This is pretty good music too. I got, this is... Get extra energy with pizza. You can do it. It's got a real Goonies 2 vibe to the dialogue. But then we got to do this, and this is... For all the range he has, he can't throw it out straight while he's crouching. Alright, let's get this quarter piece of pizza, I guess. I mean, I guess I could rewind and, save state my way out of this damage I'm taking, but, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We're not here to... Just running and jumping in the sewers. Oh. I can technically walk past this, but I did, yeah. This is where it gets to a point where you're like, oh wait, where am I? Oh god. Oh, is this just a bonus pizza house? I don't even really need... Oh. Just dude with a chainsaw hanging out here with a bunch of weird giant bugs. Oh, and of course everything respawns as soon as I walk off screen. That's fun. Oh, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, this would be an interesting game to go, you know, I'm sure if they have some design docs or whatever they have in the extras for this, going in and reading, like, what did they think this game was going to be? Because, boy, I don't think it's very good. This is usually about as far as I would get in this game before getting, like, totally bored with it and turning it off. That guy's just on fire. Oh, right. A little invincible spin attack thing here. Ah! So you're telling me I came all this way to fight a dude with a chainsaw for nothing? Yeah, F this game. You heard me. Donatello got caught. Who fights next? Ugh. Yay. Hey, not fair. Yeah, I think, you know, like that's this game here is, you know, I think ultimately I think my problem with this collection is going to have nothing to do with the collection itself and more that like here's a collection of a lot of not very good video games. And in some ways that's awesome. Like I think, you know, just because they're not good games doesn't mean that they're not interesting to preserve and kind of go look back on, especially for something with a license like this that fuck these guys, just go. Hooray. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, I think this game's terrible. I like this game was such an angry part of my youth of just like, God, this game's so terrible. I hate it so much. Why do I own this thing? Why have I not gotten rid of it yet? Like all that sort of stuff. I probably could turn off the flicker and stuff like that, huh? And this game, you know, whatever. Hey, this game has no business running on an NES. It got ported to a lot of computers in a lot of places that were not up to the task. But I just remember, like, you know, as someone whose local arcade had the actual game, like, this game held no appeal to me at all. It was just always such a bad version of that game. But you do get those Konami drums. So it's not totally without merit. Pretty good dive kick, though. What are you gonna do? Ugh. Does the super not take life in this game though? Is that, or that doesn't? That's not doing anything. There, the timing on it feels weird. I guess it's technically like a jump then attack. It's not necessarily both at the same time. I feel like I have to roll my thumb across the two buttons to get it to happen. Yeah, it's, you know, again, I think the running theme from me on this collection is going to be like, that's pretty awesome that these are here. So what do we have here? No slowdown, no flicker. Easy menu navigation allows in-game menus to be navigated with directional input. What an enhancement. That's pretty awesome. Fancy jump kicks. Allows jump kicks to be performed earlier during jumps and for more fine-tuned directional adjustments. That's fun. Yeah, so I don't know. Those are cool additions. Here's another game. I have zero memory of this game. Because by the time something like this would have come out, I mean, wouldn't 16-bit consoles have been out? So, like, who... Two Turtles A and Two Turtles B. Actually, we should... Let's move, slow down, and let's turn on this easy menu navigation I've heard so much about. Set the game to the hidden easy setting. That's a pretty, you know, for 8-bit voice samples, that's pretty good. Is it a cocktail glass? Are these turtles getting wasted? It's like making martinis on the beach? Is that... I like that Shredder leads with, I'm taking April. I'm also taking all of Manhattan, but I've got this news reporter that you're friends with. These turtle sprites are cracking me up. Also, I appreciate the full court press of, yeah, I've taken Manhattan, but the first level is set in Florida where you're on vacation. I'm attacking you immediately. I'm not waiting for you to get to my weird floating city. This open door feels like I should be able to walk into this ice cream shop, but, you know. Walking animation cracks me up. I don't. This. There's something about just the way they've drawn the turtles in this specific game. Ah, yes, Key West. Beach. Also beach. Beach. Oh my god. Ooh, could have the most nefarious plot they've ever... Now I don't trust this sign. Okay. I'm not sure that I've ever played this game before, honestly. Like, it's just not... Like I said, some of these games came out so late in the NES life cycle that, like, I definitely wouldn't have played them then because I'd long since moved on to the Genesis and the SNES, you know, eventually as well. I think that's maybe like part of the problem with a lot of these games, you know, in the Ninja Turtles popularity is that they feel like that some of that stuff happened right around the time of console transitions and stuff. Select. Oh, okay. I guess I probably could have changed Turtles there, huh? I like that these just became like the canonical attacks for these guys to have, like the stuff that happened in the arcade game. It's like, yeah, he does this shoulder charge, he's got a gun. Ugh, tried to jump there. Failed to get it done, though. You know, they're in Florida, so there's fish. So that's why he's got a harpoon gun instead of just a machine gun. I wonder if Nintendo looked more favorably on a harpoon gun from a violence standpoint than a machine gun. Push button. Cowabunga, dudes. Yeah, we had a question on the podcast about, like, California and having, like, California stuff marketed to you. And now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if that was maybe part of why I didn't really like the Ninja Turtles all that much, is because they're like weird attempts at surfer stuff. Just always, I mean, I guess more of a Michelangelo thing than all of them. Like, you know, just never really. You know, because they were really only into, like, superficially into any kind of surfer lingo. You know, they were not talking about hodads. These hodads in the Foot Clan. Ah. Can I even attack these? I didn't know. Whatever. What's the name of that thing that Cobra had that was the bubble that you could ride in? The little flying craft that looked like those. You know, I was just going to say, how are they getting all these Foot Clan guys to attack them on a surfing trip that's going all the way back to Manhattan? They must have a submarine or something. Turns out, I was right. Oh, God. Burn him. All right, just let's. So, you know, I guess, like, what I'm getting from this is that they made a couple of fighting games, or maybe, like, basically made a fighting game, and that's pretty crazy, and better than it had any right to be. And they made 2 amazing arcade games, and then spent the rest of their time trying to duplicate the gameplay and success of those arcade games with varying degrees of success. You know, once they got past that original NES game, and of course the Game Boy games are kind of their own thing. Oh, look at that. You can hide from those blasts down there. Oh. This like throw attack is all too powerful. And these sprites for the turtles just look fucking terrible. I feel like this guy is from after my time of knowing what was going on in Ninja Turtles. Basically, if it ain't Bebop or Rocksteady, I'm like, all right. Baxter Stockman turned into a fly. What else? Oh, God. Brutal. Yes, the Rat King. Okay, yeah. Rat King. Obviously, Krang. I will say him grabbing that pipe and using it as a weapon and it being removed from the background here is some pretty fucking next level world interaction. I don't want to do this anymore. All right. It's a good jump for, I mean, for a turtle, for anyone, really. Jumping from a submarine on top of a bridge like that. I couldn't do that. Watch your step along the Bridge of Danger. That's, yeah. Everyone remembers the famous New York bridge, the Bridge of Danger. All right, what else we got? The NES version of the fighting game. That's another fun, like, generational transition sort of thing where there just aren't really a lot of fighting games on the NES because they happened kind of just afterwards, but there were still some. Oh, wait, we didn't check the extra options. Let's... Clash of the Hotheads. Allow Hothead versus Hothead battles in versus and tournament mode. I'm pairing this with remove sprite flicker. We'll turn it on, even though we're here alone. All right. I feel like for fighting games, Leonardo is the choice. Because he is generally the most Ryu of the bunch. God, this looks like... I mean... Yo, why is it... I don't... Did you know... What... Is this some kind of turtle-on-turtle code of honor type shit where they're like, yeah, I know that we're primarily noted for using specific weapons, but here we're just gonna punch. Oh, God. Raphael is biting me. The Shredder Ball is here. I'm trying to get the Shredder Ball, and instead I got dead. This seems god-awful. This feels like, and maybe some of them were based on this in some way, and I'm just not. This feels like every bootleg Street Fighter 27 World Fighter, you know, every single, like, HK pirate cart fighting game that came out on the NES, and you're like, it's crazy that this game exists, and you're like, but it's, boy, it sure doesn't play great. Oh, great. I picked that up, and so I get to shoot one fireball. Kind of monsters made this game. Is Fighting Street on the PC Engine better than this? Absolutely. Yes, definitely. All right. Here we go. This is probably, sickly enough, the home version Turtles game that I played the most of, because it was, you know, the one of the only. Actually, sorry, I keep forgetting to. We don't need to practice the bonus games. Because this was one of the handful of first Game Boy games that I owned. The attack and jump buttons are backwards. And so I can crouch and just throw ninja stars at any time. And they're quite effective. Removed from the kind of like blur of the original Game Boy screen. You know what I mean? Like this game looks a lot more tolerable than maybe it did then. You know, but this is a time when, you know, I'm sure if we compared this especially to a lot of the other Game Boy games of its era, you would come away from it saying, boy, oh boy, there sure are a lot of these sprites sure are big. Like, look at these big identifiable characters. They sure do look like foot soldiers and, you know, Mousers and Donatello, and, like, you know, like the recognizability of the characters, I'm sure was a priority for them. That'd be something to go through that design doc and look at, you know. In fact, if you go through the design doc for this one in particular, because I was reading it last night, they compare it. They're like, okay, it's gonna have like enemies, like they straight up name drop Kung Fu Master as, like, you know, enemies showing up like in Kung Fu Master, and also some kind of jumping and platform stuff like Athletic Land, which was a Konami developed and published game for the MSX, where you were a kid doing an obstacle course, and it's kind of like Pitfall in a way. I don't think I have any option there other than jump that thing. Pizza time. And if you could have jumped off the screen at any time, why didn't you just do that? You gotta jump up off the screen, you know, into the sewers. That's how that works. that robot had pizza on him. The hitbox, the hurt box on your attacks in this game is rather large. Bonus pizza. Weird. Hit that bullet away, and then he charges. Then I go, check this out. Bop, bop. Ah, this font. So unreadable. But we put... these letters need more attitude. Oh, these stereo effects on this music. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if the later stages in this game change all that much. Because this still feels like pretty much the same thing. Spider-Man for Game Boy. Yeah, I also had that Spider-Man game for Game Boy. It was, once you the web swinging in that game was so broken, not in like an overpowered way, but it was hard to make it happen. And kind of eventually once you dialed it in, it was still bad, but at least you were like, well, now I can do the swinging thing a little bit, sort of. All right, why don't we move on to the other Game Boy games? Because I don't think I've ever played Back from the Sewers or Radical Rescue. Let's have infinite lives. Why not? Okay. Just doing the intro thing from the intro. But on a Game Boy. Kind of, sort of.
Pizza time! Pizza time! Pizza time! Pizza time! Pizza time! Cowabunga! 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 Pizza time!
the definitive version of these samples for sure. Oh boy, this is they just look at the last one and say, let's make another one of those, but like we have learned a thing or two about making games on Game Boy. So now we can give it a little more detail. This walking animation. Just Donatello just like mincing around. Oh, look at this little just stick out the foot there. Whoop! Whoop! That's some elevator action ass fucking jump kicks right there. Body stays upright. Didn't have to redraw that. Same sprites. Saving space. Economical development is what this is. Even the attack is just like, so the arm movement is so subtle. And I bet it's the same for all four of the turtles, right? I bet the animation's really similar there. They just draw a different weapon in the hand, right? I have to say, I like games where you can push the attack button once and then jerk the stick around and attack in both directions with one attack. I think that's... I don't know. I've always liked that. It feels weirdly broken, but I've always appreciated it when games let you get away with that. This jump attack, though, is correct. This has got a bonus stage type of motif on this music here. And this weird flippy jump that is just like it's the most animation in the entire game. Like what? Just looks so relaxed, so sleepy-eyed, just walking up the street, not a care in the world. Oh, we're up here now. This is some multi-level gameplay. You ever play Bad Dudes? Let's do that. Let's put that in there. Bad guy walking up the street with a pizza. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I was like, what's going to happen here? Am I going to jump in that hole? Oh! Well, Sub-Zero action. Look at that! Jumping out of the foreground. How cool is that? Shredder just pops out of our licensed pizza place. Seen this guy before? Oh, now we got some urban champion action too with the upstairs neighbors throwing pots down. A little bit of that for you. Go over here. Now he's going to go high, so I go low after he shoots, right? Okay. Oh, I thought I could hit him there. It's not. Oh. It's okay. We have enough of a life lead here. Just runs away. Oh. We missed a pizza. Let's go with the shortest range and see how that looks. It's just the standing animation is so, or the standing sprite is so hilarious to me. Somewhere there's some book they you know it's too secret to even be included in this collection, but they're just like, okay, boss one's got to be you got to have your Rocksteady fight here, and then stage 2 we want to have it where you're on some kind of surfboard or vehicle or something, skateboard, something. Oh, look at the smoothness in the clip here for Radical Rescue. Right, I did it again. What are our options? Helpful map icons. Showing the locations of bosses, kidnapped friends, and key cards. This already sounds like a much deeper game than the others. But I don't think I've ever seen this. 1993, huh? I probably would have given up on the Game Boy by 1993. I guess that's not true. I mean, 93, you know. It's still pre-Game Boy Color, right? It seems that the criminal responsible is... Yeah, I guess the Game Boy's life cycle is such that, Like, it came out when I was in junior high, and they were making regular Game Boy games still by the time I was, like, reviewing video games professionally, you know? And then the Game Boy Color came not long after that. Like, by the time the Game Boy Color came out, I got my Game Boy Color from Nintendo. Your friends are mine now, little turtle. This is the story for Saints Row, weirdly enough, also. Let's skip this. Oh, man. What have we written? I don't know. We've got a little room here at the bottom of the map. What do you want to put there? Ah, shit, man. I don't know. Let's look at the style guide. What can we write here? How about cowabunga? Oh, the movement on this is so much smoother than those other games. It's like night and day. Like, this feels like a proper video game. Even compared to a lot of those NES games and stuff, and even Hyperstone Heist on the Genesis to a certain extent. Like, just the movement. Scrolling, everything about it. This just feels so good by comparison. Wrong button. We've got a map button in this Turtles game. Cowabunga. Okay. As expected. This is still a strange map. I guess I don't need this pizza, but... Oh, okay. I've got inventory pizza. Those are, I mean, you know, those icons do seem to evoke something, but I'm still not sure what I need to do. I guess are those going to be boss fights, key cards, and doors? Let's go over here and see if we can get to whatever this key card thing is. Oh! Oh, do I need a high jump. I need a screw attack if I want to get up there. Oh, wait. Oh. Well, that's not going to really help us here, but good. Oh, well. What the fuck did I do there that, well. Okay, so we want to go over and down to get whatever that is. Ah! Okay, we automatically used pizza. Oh, these mines. This is a bad place to be. And because I... Oh, no, we wanted to go down. Never mind. Oh, I need bombs. I need to be able to roll up into a ball and drop bombs to blow up these blocks. Said that's a Leonardo section. Well, fuck. Well, maybe after we rescue Leonardo, we can go do that. But we're not going to rescue Leonardo because we died. This is interesting. Like this is a. Let's hit watch. Okay, 50. We're not going to watch 50 minutes of this, but. In fact, we're not going to. Oh, look at this. Just going over everything. Okay. Different music, different zone. Yeah, pretend I'm playing. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna move over to the right here. Okay. We're gonna. We don't really need that pizza, but you know, we're gonna, you know, remember that it's there. Only. All right, I'm gonna jump out of the way of that. I'm gonna kill this guy, and then I'm gonna jump up this ladder and climb. Oh, okay. Ooh, ooh. Ah, Now I'm going to climb up this ladder here, and I'm going up, and, okay, I'm going to watch out for this laser by just avoiding it and going to the right completely. And here we're at the Mega Man boss fight. Look at this friggin' guy. Okay. This is Cat Scratch, you're saying? Okay, sure. Yeah, of course. Everyone's favorite Ninja Turtle villain, Cat Scratch. So confident in my abilities, I'm going to play one-handed while I drink this drink. Gonna play by feel here. Just, okay, all right. Yeah, we won. Okay, great. I won and I got a key. Something about this game, I mean, you know, the layout of the game. Obviously, this game reminds me of Goonies 2, another Konami classic. Oh, Goonies 2 is such a good game. I kind of want to see him rescue another turtle, which I assume is going to happen now that there's a key here involved. Oh, okay. So if you don't have helpful door things turned on, I guess, then those are just all dots, huh? Oh, I get passwords. Yeah, an infinite health toggle would be nice for this game. You're right. Okay, well, I just wanted to see what that was like. And now we're here at the arcade games. Well, sorry, what enhancements do we have for the... We already looked at this, right? It's the nightmare mode and the... I think these bombs show up if you don't move forward, right? Very tempting. Very tempting. It's the rock.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Enjoy your gaming.
Cowabunga!
This is my favorite way to play this game. I think, you know, this game... It's awesome, right? But, you know, at the same time, Turtles in Time is so much better. That this game, it's in some ways, I think, you know, in its era, I think this game kind of became hard to come back to because of how good Turtles in Time was. And also, you know, it's hard not to reflect on this game and, you know, the other games like it now and recognize them for, like, hey, these 4-player games were designed to suck quarters out of you as rapidly as possible. That's why they're there. And that, you know, kind of posts, I guess, Gauntlet in some ways. But really, these beat 'em ups for sure. Like, this is what the industry did after, you know, kind of after the home market crashed. After Atari, you know, the 2600 kind of did what it did, and arcades kind of weren't as hot anymore. You know, one of the things they realized they could do is like, oh, well, what if we had these multiplayer games? And of course, you can continue all you want, and they're hard, and so we, you know, created these situations where you just can, you know, you can beat these games. It's not hard to beat these games. You just have to keep putting in enough quarters. I mean, obviously, you certainly can get good enough to do well at them and all that sort of stuff. It's not to say that they're impossible games, but they are kind of structured for the average player to, you know, dump, what, $5 into it, right? I mean... Especially, like, I don't know if this one has it, because I don't remember how this one ends, which is why I started so close to the end with God mode on, because I thought it might be fun to just see the end here. But I remember the end of Turtles in Time, where Shredder just had that attack that was like that instant kill, right? And the number of quarters you could blow through on that final confrontation alone just felt illegal. And you know, like, so I think more about that now, and you know, obviously with these games coming home, you know, the various, whether it's the emulators and stuff like that, like, you know, there aren't as many people dumping dollars and dollars worth of quarters into a Turtles machine and kind of getting ripped off in that specific way, but
Heat the time.
But you know what I mean? Like it's...
Turtles.
Oh, this guy. This is like, what's this guy name? Like General something? General Trag. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, like oh, I just always had kind of a somewhat negative impression of all of these games, whether it was X-Men or the Captain America and the Avengers game that Data East did, like these big 4-player beat 'em ups that just felt designed to take a bunch of money from you. Always kind of just rubbed me the wrong way.
Crush the turtles.
Compared to the other games in arcades, you know, which honestly, yes, a lot of arcade games were certainly built that way, but I felt like a lot of those games hit it better or had like different, especially, you know, when we get into something like NBA Jam, where NBA Jam is built to end in a tie, primarily to get you to put in more quarters for overtime. That's a very nefarious thing for them to do. It's a very nasty thing for them to do.
Thank you, my turtles.
Thank you, my turtles.
There it is.
But that was also a competitive game, and so I think that's where that game kind of gets away with it. Also, you eventually learned that there was a way to disable the rubber banding and all that sort of stuff, which was nice. And so and these games, I think specifically where you get to with these games is they often felt very much built. You know, these games are built around the idea that you have infinite continues. You know, remember like arcade games would have operator settings where you could just disable continues. And it's such an insane concept now, because why would you do that as an owner of an arcade machine trying to make the most money possible? Like, let people keep dumping money into it. And the game is built to kind of support that. And I don't know, these multiplayer games, these big 4-player games specifically felt like nasty in that specific way. Whereas like Double Dragon did some of the same stuff, but sometimes Double Dragon machines would have limited continues, and sometimes, you know, and Double Dragon didn't have quite as many. I mean, you know, I guess if you get to Machine Gun Willie at the end, he is straight up shooting you dead with one shot, and so, you know, you do have a ridiculous end confrontation there built around stealing lives. But it just, you know, these games always felt like they were balanced in a way to take money from you. And a lot of their games, even though they were doing similar things, like they don't feel like they were necessarily as bad with this stuff as these games were.
Crush the turtles.
But at the same time, like, I love Narc and I love Smash TV, and those are both games that
The turtles.
were definitely built to fucking rob you of as much money as possible. Like Smash TV, especially in Total Carnage, Jesus. There are parts of that game that are just stupid hard. On purpose, you know? And some of that, yeah, it probably goes back to Gauntlet, right? I mean, not that Gauntlet's the first game to try to take money from you, but it was a game where you needed health, and your health straight up ticked down like a timer. It wasn't just that you took damage. It was, on top of that, it's just slowly drained out. So you always had to keep finding health,
The turtles.
and you were getting hit the entire time. Like, and Gauntlet lasted forever and would start repeating levels, and, you know, like, Gauntlet is a nasty game.
Crush the turtles. Crush the turtles.
God Mode did say it would eliminate most enemies in one hit, but not all. Gauntlet had infinite life tricks. I mean, yeah, all games have tricks, right? I mean, if you learn how to each specific tricks, then yes, you can do better, right? But you know, I'm talking about the average experience, the way those games were made, the way they were built for the average player. Look at this guy. Look at Krang. This was a cool scene with this cool, crazy color cycling background and stuff. Like, it, you know, it may not look like much now. But getting to this and seeing big Krang and the big, crazy portal that he walks out of and stuff, like, it's neat. Krang takes a lot of hits. Also, I forget how much damage that I-beam is actually doing. If is that like half your life? Like is it some insane amount of damage that you're normally taking in this fight? Four bars, yeah, that's pretty substantial. Oof. You know, especially for a kid who's just like, I like Ninja Turtles, I want to play the game, and I want to see the ending and stuff, and they're not going to be great at the game. You know, you might get $5-10 out of them over the course of a game. Right. I still got a Steam achievement, even though we had God mode turned on. That's nice of him. Freaked the foots, mangled the mousers, and totaled the Technodrome. Now that's turtle power. So yeah, you know, that game is cool, but it, you know, Turtles in Time is so good, and button dash is kind of a neat idea. Let's go like 3 levels back for this one too. Play the last 3 levels in God mode and just take a look at it. Winners don't use drugs.
Pizza power!
This sounds like some fucking wrestler walking to the ring, fucking WWF late 80s era type shit.
Let's kick shell! Let's kick shell! Neon Night Riders!
Far-flung future of 2020. Just, I mean, you know, it's they did such a better. I mean, I think the animation improvements here are awesome, right? I mean, look at how much better this game looks than that first game. You know, it's just great. Like the stage designs, like there's just visually such a better game. You know, throwing enemies at the screen, like all that, you know, like all that shit. It's so good. It's the Street Fighter 3 of beat 'em ups.
Pizza time.
Maybe not quite, but you know. Ugh. Gotta hit him. God mode don't mean a thing if you can't even get a single hit in, dumbass. Ugh. But yeah, just, you know, the technology improved, right? Stupid things, I swear I hate this. Come on. Ah!
Pizza time.
Stop shooting me and die. What are we doing? All right, well. Look at that.
Face the wrath of Super Krang.
Oh, Super Krang.
You're going to pay. Cowabunga!
Yeah, just, I mean, such a dynamic game in comparison, right? I mean, they, you know, a really awesome sequel.
Starbase, where no turtle has gone before.
I like that they've got these handy calendars everywhere. Like, hey, by the way.
I'm trapped.
Oh my God, stop it.
I'm trapped. Pizza power.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Ooh, I feel seasick.
I guess in God mode, I won't be able to, you know, won't be able to do any grabs or anything because I can't stun them and grab them because one hit just kills. Yeah, you know, I think, you know, I think it's great that these collections are happening. You know, obviously, you know, you're always going to have those situations where you're like, hey, these games run perfectly well elsewhere via emulation and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Well, not that this is not emulation, but you know what I mean. Hobbyist emulation, let's say. Happy New MAME Day to those who celebrate, by the way. It's the last Wednesday of the month. And so I think it's awesome that, like, I think this is a really good formula that they've hit on here. And maybe the Blizzard collection is a slightly better realization of it because there we go, because of the video interviews and all that sort of stuff. But I would love to have like more and more good behind the scenes material kind of collected with these in the form of like, hey, here's a good overall package of these games. It's a good collection. It's the ability to watch them be played as well as jump in and play them yourself. That's a cool ability. I think that really helps make these collections matter in a world where, you know, playing the games themselves is a relatively trivial thing to do in other ways. Like, I think this formula really works, and I'm happy that these sorts of collections exist. And the behind the scenes material here is interesting. It's, you know, it's just not, again, like for me, I think it would be really interesting to see like translated interviews with some of the original staff and stuff like that. And I'm sure that probably just wasn't possible for one reason or another. But it's been a long time. But like stuff that, you know, is stuff that they would have access to in theory because they're, you know, an official project and all that sort of stuff. Like, it'd be nice to see even more of that. You know, the press release stuff is cool. The ads are cool. You know, I mean, the Video Game History Foundation, I'm sure, I suspect, has probably helped out a little bit with some of these assets, right? Because they've got all this stuff. If I had to guess.
That hole's our way home. Let's go.
That hole is our way home.
Technodrome, the final shell shock.
And so, like, some of that material you're going to be able to find other ways, right? But, you know, not... So I guess in a perfect world, it'd be cool to see them use that access to do stuff like the interviews and stuff. Ugh. Let's just see what he does. Let's just let him attack for a while and look at this stuff. Someone ripped these sprites for Mugen use yet? I'm sure someone must have made a shredder based on Turtles in Time shredder by now, right? Oh! Yeah, I mean, that's just a fucked up attack. Insta-kill. But he's not doing that attack very often, which is nice. Because I remember him doing it non-stop. Oh, I'll see you later.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the arch villain Shredder.
Yay! Just letting a mutant rat on television like that. Nice. Yeah, you know, it's great that this collection exists. I think that's awesome. And so we also get the home version of Turtles in Time, where they had to call it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. You thought the Final Fantasy numbering was weird. Boy.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
And this is a really good home version of this game. Yeah. feel like there should be an achievement in this game for just doing that. Like, I just throwing guys at the screen all day long. Oh.
Pizza time.
Anyway, y'all know what that is. What else? Okay, SNES Tournament Fighters is the last game on our list to try because we played everything else. So, playable bosses, extra version, extra stuff. Let's just jump into it real quick, and then I'm going to try the SNES version of Tournament Fighters online and see if anyone's playing. I don't think this game has crossplay.
Round one. Fight! Fighting cutter, endless screw. Fighting cutter.
This feels a lot better than that Genesis version does.
Endless screw. Fighting cutter. Fighting cutter.
Oh my gosh. Sure.
Let's take it down. Round two. Fight!
Oh.
Fighting cutter. Fighting cutter. Endless screw. Endless screw.
Gonna give him the endless screw.
Endless screw.
I think, you know, like there's something of a scene for this game from the sounds of it. Like, definitely it has its fans, so I think it's kind of cool that, you know, there is a version of it with netcode. Oh, yeah, not gonna come back from this one. Laughing at me on top of that, messed up.
Round three. Fight!
CPU doesn't fall for these full screen projectiles. Even on the first fight, it's like, nah, I don't think so. Man, you take so much damage in this game. Did not do as much damage as I'd hoped it would. So we lose anyway. So online, we've got, I believe it is a subset of the games, right? So we've got 2 arcade games, we've got SNES Tournament Fighters, Hyperstone Heist. Is that it? Huh, okay, I guess, like, why would you put the Genesis version of Tournament Fighters in here if you have the SNES version? I guess I could see why you would do that. Why would you have the SNES version of Turtles in Time when you could be playing the arcade version? Because if you do that, then you've got, like, let's say there are only 4 people in the world looking for an online match, and 2 of them happen to be in the SNES game and 2 of them happen to be in the arcade game. Like, you've already got Like, it seems like there should be a button you should push that says, like, show me everyone playing this game that I can join in with, regardless of which game they're playing in the collection, right? Just show me every lobby for this game that's running right now. So, if, you know, like, maybe I want to play Tournament Fighters, but maybe people are only playing Turtles in Time, so I can join in with them and all that sort of stuff. Like that seems a little... And create and join as opposed to just, like, quick match. Is not great. Like, I feel like, you know, this should almost have, like, the Titanfall 2 style matchmaking of a list of all the games. You toggle some of them on and off to determine which ones you want to match into, and you just say, find me a game. All right. You're here. In chat. Hello. I forget which characters are extra broke. So. Maybe I'll just stick with Leonardo for now. Yeah, not having the bosses playable in the online mode. And that seems like something that if you wanted to do like a custom lobby, maybe you should be able to do that. If you want to have the broken characters here. Oh, brutal. Oh. Yeah, that's right. You were terrified of what I had going on, so you rage quit. I get it. Didn't want to stand up to this relentless assault. Oh, right bumper brings up a quit menu. That's a bummer. Yeah, that could maybe be a little...
Round one. Fight!
Yeah, I just can't get in at all. This feels weird. Almost feels too fast.
Round two. Fight!
Oh, that's just her. That's just her directional. I thought that was like a actual special, but no, that's just forward and a button. This feels choppy to me. I like that your score is rated in dollars for the weird, like, tournament thing they have going on. But yeah, it'd be neat if they built some kind of, like, ranked mode that, you know, that brings you right into the menu and you know, kicks you out after a couple of matches, or, you know, if they did something like that. I think that'd be kind of neat. But it's cool that it has online at all, actually. I mean, in some ways, that's...
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight.
Yeah, the music feels weird. Just this, I don't know, something about the way this coming off online just feels off. Does anyone play Windjammers 2 anymore? I don't think that anyone was playing Windjammers 2 when it first came out. I mean, that was a Game Pass game, and it felt like the uptake on it was very low. It's a shame. That game's neat. But it seemed like out of the gate, you had to have friends who were also playing it if you wanted to play it.
Round one. Fight.
I've known Michelangelo to do a lot of things. Shoot a fireball out of his mouth is not one of them. Also, why does his voice actor sound vaguely like Wolverine? He sounds like he's about to just go, drill claw! Circuit barrage!
Round two. Fight. Dragon breath. Rising thunder. Dragon breath.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. It's something about it feels a little funky, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's funky in an unfair way, I guess. I don't know. It seems okay. It's a strange game. Tournament Fighters. And always was.
Round one. Fight.
Oh. Ah. But yeah, this game does have turbo settings, right? I mean, it's got 3 levels of speed or something. 'Cause I think in one of the enhancements, one of them is only available via cheat code, like Turbo 3 or something, right? So, but let me do one more, and I'll probably call it here.
Round one. Fight.
Just jumping up and sticking that leg out there really gets it done.
Round 2. Fight!
Oh, ah, oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know. That's neat. And then, so what are the other? So you have Tournament Fighters, Hyperstone Heist, okay. And then the 2 arcade games. That seems like the right choice. I mean, I could see a situation where, because isn't the Genesis version of Tournament Fighters is like slightly different, right? But again, just in the interest of getting people to match up for games, because here we are, you know, this is release day, and granted, some people are at work, right? So they're not playing, but not a lot of people in these lobbies, which is, you know, why you would be like, hey, just show me a good way to find matches, I think is probably the thing that you would want, but hey, I think that's a really cool collection. I think $40 is fine. I don't, like I said, I think the behind the scenes material is good. I just wish that there was a little bit more of it in terms of, again, interviews with some of the people that made the games. Would have been nice. That was just something that was really nice in that Blizzard collection to have. That felt like it was a more complete package in a sense. But this has so many games in it with all those Game Boy games, all that stuff. Like, it's awesome to see. I mean, you know, like it's awesome to see a collection that just has a bunch of games in it that you're like, these games are not great. These are not very good games, but hey, there are some games in here that are pretty awesome. And so having that complete collection and being able to at least go back and see, here's what that Game Boy Turtles game looked like. It's great. It's great to be able to do that. So I can't be, you know, I can't be mad at it or whatever. The ability to go back and watch like the playthroughs and do all that sort of stuff, I think is really nice too. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's a really cool collection. So that's out there now. That was the PC version, but it's on consoles as well. I've been playing it on PlayStation 5, and I'll say, you know, it's pretty much identical to that. I wonder if it'll do. Yeah, I mean, that'll be an interesting thing to check out, because like how many people will be playing it on console versus PC. Like, you know, a game without crossplay, you're going to want to, if you want to play those games online, you're going to want to know where the tournament fighters scene is going to go, right? So so that'd be interesting to know. But yeah, that's out now. All right. That was a long time. We played quite a bit of those games, I guess. Now that I'm looking at what time it is, I'm like, oh geez, that went pretty long, huh?